Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get more kills in all Warzone, get more wins, and also playing effectively as a squad. We're going to be breaking down a recent gameplay of me and my squads, and we're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts, the mistakes that I make, mistakes my teammates make, and how we as players correct them in the middle of a game. That way, if we die off rip, we don't just chalk the entire match from rage or just ignorance. Now, we're always going to full send enemies if we see them, but we're only going to do so if we're normally safe. Right now, I only spot one enemy. There's one right there. I don't see it in real time. I don't see his second partner, so I am assuming it's a 1v1 fight, so I'm going to go ahead and just full send it. I've got a Fennec. I also have another AR, so I'm feeling pretty confident with my weapon set, but unbeknownst to me, there is two of them. First mistake is they had no idea I was here. Their audio, for whatever reason, didn't pick up my parachute. It could be lack of observation. It could be a glitch in the game. At this point, who knows the audio, but they didn't know I was here, and I was able to take advantage of that. Now, I have 11 bullets in this gun. I do have in secondary, but instead of just jumping out, putting myself out in the open and challenging this enemy with a secondary, I'm just going to go ahead, hold the angle, because I know right now the enemy is hesitating. He's trying to figure out, do I go for the res? Do I run away? Or do I push the enemy? Or even hold the angle. So he's got 4 different options, and most players can't make decisions on the fly. So I'm just going to sit here patiently, take my time, and then re-challenge the enemy. And you see a little jump out right there. It causes hesitation in his reaction, because you see he's still looking that direction. And because of this, it gives me the drop on the enemy. Most players' reaction time is not going to be up to par with mine. No flex. There are a lot of people better than me, but I know that most players, they're not gonna be able to react faster than I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that to my advantage. Now, if you guys are lacking reaction time too, again, just getting reps in, hot dropping like this and playing aggressive is how you increase that. I always have a lot of tip videos going out saying, guys, play aggressive, hot drop, don't worry about winning, don't worry about winning, just try your best to practice your gunplay. A lot of people are kind of like, what do you mean, Savage? No way, bro, it's all about winning. But you guys have to develop reaction time, awareness, decision making, and again, gun skill in order to win the games more efficiently and win most of your gunfights. So if you're trying to play passive and just go for wins and you're skipping the actual fundamentals of a first-person shooter, you're going to be making this a lot harder for yourself to evolve as a player. But because of this, again, I'm able to go ahead, and he didn't even hit me. He didn't even hit a shot. And he had a pistol. Now, a lot of players like to say, well, I only had a pistol, but I can outgun a lot of enemies with just a pistol. I do it all the time, especially before we came back from the gulag with actual weapons. Back in season 1 where we had a pistol only, I would always land on people, try my best to kill them, outgun them, and then take their actual loadout weapons. But right now, we do have a little separation within us, and of course, Baba goes down, my teammate. He gets stacked by multiple players. He gives me comms that there are 2 guys here, so I know that there are 2. And you see me kind of going back and forth. He's giving me a call out that the enemy's at the door, so I bank back to the door I just came in. Why is that? Because that's the direction he's looking. So I just assumed he was talking about that door, not the door to his left. Finally realizing it with the molly going out, so I'm gonna go ahead and challenge this enemy with the Fennec. Again, they nerfed the Fennec, but you see what this thing still does. Now, he did tell me there were 2 enemies here. What I should have done was backed up and played the bar, played the angle, but I got a little ahead of myself. I still had a plate and a little bit extra. I thought I could outgun the enemy, but I was mistaken. I also re-peeked while reloading. Big mistake, especially this close. If it's more of a distance battle, you can of course always peek while you're plating or while you're popping your reload, things like that. But this close proximity, you do not want to reload and peek the enemy. At least whip out your secondary. And again, I had one. There's no reason for me to be in this. Big mistake on my part. So again, try my best to outgun the enemy. The enemy's fully plated. I'm assuming I had a plate and a little bit left, and I lose the fight. So just unfortunate for me. And there, of course, is his teammate. And no matter what would have happened, I probably would have got stacked regardless. But again, I should have just played backwards. I should have just played the bar, played the door, protected my teammate, and held the angle. It's a tip I always give you guys, but again, sometimes we all get a little overzealous, and I ended up falling because of it. But again, guys, just to talk about teamwork, if you guys are playing as a squad, I'm playing with a bunch of demons, so you're gonna see a lot of solo splitting from these guys, but you'll notice me in this gameplay. I want you guys to really pay attention to the screen, and notice how I always have a teammate somewhere within my FOV. I'm always going to stay on somebody's ass because I'd rather have a teammate with me or be with my teammate if he gets in a fight than have everybody solo split just getting picked. So I come back in here trying to find the enemy. There's one. Because once you die, they're not going to be as stacked anymore. They were stacked before because Baba went down, so of course they were together. But now we have an opportunity to kind of pick them one at a time. They get complacent, they go back to looting, things like that. They start getting split, like our squad got split, and again, you just pick them off, and there's one guy. So random nade, let them know who boss is. Now, this gun I'm about to pull out, I gotta give credit to the GOAT himself. This is Breadman's build on the second, and this thing will make you never think about the RPK again. When I tell you this thing has 0 recoil, I'm not lying at all. It has 0 recoil, and it is a freaking demon. Very powerful gun. The reload time, the pullout time, it's a big downfall, but if you guys are just playing smart, I promise you right now, the second's gonna be the way. And right now, we're just going off comms. If my teammates are calling out, I'm gonna be running to them. The moment the UAV goes up, I go ahead and run to the next target. The guy is above me. We know he's floating in because he wasn't near us earlier. And now we're just going in high pursuit. Remember, if there's a chevron above the enemy, that means he's above you. If there's a chevron below the enemy, that means he's below you. And notice we don't spend too much time on the loot. Of course, if you need things, loot up, but don't focus on the loot. Remember, look around. And you see, I'm always scanning everything, scanning rooftops, scanning windows, doorways, zip lines, everything possible that I think an enemy would be on. And again, put yourself in the shoes of the enemy. If you were playing and you were in this area, where would you be at? And that's how you identify what buildings to look at first. A lot of people just see buildings, they get overwhelmed because there's a billion rooftops, a billion doorways, a billion this, billion that. But again, play as if the enemy is you. Where would you be sitting at? You're not always going to be right, but you'll surprise yourself and find a lot of times enemies and players pretty much play relatively similar. But right now we're at the part of the game where we've cleared out the area, so we're just kind of sitting on the high ground waiting for our next move. Many different things you can do. You can wait for the next circle to dictate where the next power position is and then rotate. You can sit here, wait until you see enemies, and then go dive on them. We're never just going to camp here for no reason. If this happens to be a power position and it's favored and it's a good gatekeep spot, we'll stay here. But most of the times, if you guys watch the stream or watch the videos of my own gameplay, we'll hold high ground until something else lets us know where to go. And right now, Dracota's doing call out saying that there are enemies over here. Of course, I am identifying it as well. I'm gonna go ahead and lead it. So I throw the precision down, not to really execute and blow up the vehicle. Notice I didn't throw it on them. I threw it more towards the buy. They probably got a notification, but I'm hoping that they drive around and get hit by it. It doesn't happen always, but I have gotten lucky a few times. Unfortunately, they hightailed the hell out of here way before I was able to get it down. All right, now my team is rolling off to the next building. Nobody's here. We're just making a rotation to the next area. Again, this is a perfect example of not overstaying your welcome. We looked around, we had some fights, our teammates got a few kills, the other enemies ran away. We sat there for a few minutes looking around. When we didn't see anything, we're moving on to the next city. I know a lot of you guys always wonder, Savage, where do I go? I don't know how to find enemies. Notice what we're doing right now. We stayed on top of the building, on the rooftop, we're scanning. We got a few kills, my teammates got a few kills, the other enemies drove away, but we still stayed for about 60 seconds, just kind of looking around. We didn't overstay our welcome. Now we're rotating to the next city that's relatively close, but we know is gonna be super hot. A lot of players avoid pushing hot areas because they're afraid they're gonna die. And most of the time you probably will die. But again, getting in the reps, understanding how to push efficiently, understanding the building layouts and how to get the high ground, the rooftops, where to look, where enemies gonna be at, that all comes with reps. So my teammate right now is in the lead. Dracota's already kind of gone through here, so he's basically clearing it, and we know that we're relatively safe. That's why we're not clearing many buildings. That's why we're not really much looking around, because he hasn't gotten shot when he crossed, neither did Ferkel. So we know pretty much we're safe to just go help our teammate and back him up. And again, a lot of people play this game just for their own kills, but notice a lot throughout this match, you'll see my teammates shooting at enemies, and I'm not even paying attention to the enemy they're shooting at because I know they're gonna get the kills. I'm going to be worrying more about people trying to kill my teammates so I can help them out. So basically what I'm trying to say is every time I spectate players or viewers or whoever I'm breaking down here on the channel, Usually when one teammate is shooting at an enemy, everyone diverts to shoot the same one. And I'm all for like putting as much fire on one guy to wipe him out as fast as possible. But someone needs to be paying attention around you, because if you're not, you're going to get snuck on. And if I was focused on who my teammate was killing and I followed my teammate through that window instead of flanking a different direction, I never would have seen this guy. I never would have got him off my teammate's butt. And we could be talking about a different game right now because we would have got wiped relatively early. Again, don't spend too much time on the loot. The new looting system's a little wonky, so I understand kind of staring down for a quick hot second. Mostly because the vomit loot is kind of stacked up a lot of times. But again, try your best to get in and get out and stay with your squad. Also, guys, I want you guys to pay attention to the smokes and throughout this game, how these smokes save our lives. I still see people running stock sticks and a lot of these other things, but if you guys want to win more games and gunfights, you need to rock smokes. I don't know how else to put this across. You can have any opinion you want. You can use whatever you want. But I'm telling you right now, if you switch to smokes, you'll be in a lot better spot. And right now we're splitting off and we're in a 2-2 split. Actually, technically we're in a 2-1 split. My teammate died. Drakota has calmed, and you guys can't hear their comms, but he has calmed that he has heard enemies over here. And that's what we're looking for right now, is one poor SOB. Unbeknownst to us, there's actually multiple sitting in this building. Now, I'm holding this angle, and I realize my laser's probably showing, so you'll see how I kind of like change my angle, and I start putting my crosshair on this door right here. That way they cannot see my laser. But I get impatient, right? We can sit here and have a standoff all day, but I got impatient, so I'm gonna go ahead and try my best to bait these guys, figure out where they're at, figure out how many, and see if we can win the fight fast. You don't want fights to take forever. Now his teammate has jumped down. I hear footsteps under me. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my plates real quick because again, with TTK, you never want to be too safe. I see his gun sticking out. I don't know if you guys saw that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, you can't see it. There it is. Damn webcam. And he's just sitting in a corner. Now look, when I was sitting in the corner right there plating up, that's one thing. You know, I don't put myself in a bad spot. I'm sitting here. I'm still kind of looking around. Keep my eye on the window. Keep my eye on the door. Just kind of going back and forth, making sure no one's coming through here. And then, of course, I see him sitting right there. And he's sitting perfectly still. This is just a bad idea. You're better off just running away and relocating than sitting in a building, because eventually we're going to stack you and we're going to find you. And again, we see this a lot with people we spectate, the randoms, the viewers. Their team ends up dying, they panic, and they sit in the corner. Next thing you know, it's a 4v1. That's why you just relocate in that kind of position. Buy your teammates back, live the fight another day. I'm all for pushing as many fights as possible, but do not get yourself killed because you're scared. Now, unfortunately, a teammate's gone down again. I'm trying my best. I almost got killed by that. And again, I say don't go for executes unless you're safe. I was safe to do so, so I go ahead for it. Call that as one tap to my teammate, so my teammate just confidently pushes in. And again, comms is just why we're able to win these fights so fast. If your comms are just non-existent or they're just horrible, it's going to be very, very difficult for you guys to win anything. Now look, right here, I don't know if you guys have this issue. I'm actually kind of curious. Let me know in the comments. Sometimes when I'm playing, dude, my weapon will just automatically switch for no reason. This is a perfect example. This is one of those times. I see the vehicle, I get my weapon out, I'm ready to aim, I'm about to ADS. I go to ADS, and it switches the weapon. It's the weirdest thing. This happens to me all the time, probably once, twice a match. It's actually irritating. I've actually bought new mice because I thought my mice were defective, but no, it's not what it is. I think it's the game. Anyway. Vehicles driving through areas like this too. Guys, when you're driving cars, you have to be aware of everything around you. You're more than welcome to drive through a city, but if you get shot at, you've got to be able to jump out and help your squad. You have to. If we're driving through a city and we get shot at, we're instantly going to dive off, run into a building, or run the car into a building, jump out, and proceed to fight. This guy is just running, driving around a very hot area, around a loadout drop, and he just got his teammate killed. If you guys want to drive cars, just remember, just avoid main areas if you're not prepared to fight. And those guys were definitely not prepared to fight. All right, so right now, you see how I just kind of snap backwards? I'm debating right now who to go with. Do I go with my teammate Ferkel or do I go with Drakota? I don't know who needs the most help, but I'm closer to him, so I'm just going to stay here and hug his butt. And you'll notice right now why not splitting off is very, very important. And I'm not throwing shots at Ferkel. He's one of the best players I know, but when it comes to normal players, this is exactly why you don't do that. All right, right now my teammate Ferkel is getting shots off on an X-Set player. And now look, we're sitting next to each other. I hate sitting right next to each other, putting bullets down range, because if an enemy looks at us, we're an easy double kill. So I'm gonna try my best to rotate to a different angle, more to the left-hand side, but then I realized I can't jump up any of these damn rocks. So you know what? Screw it. I'm going right back to my teammate. Look at this. Look at this shit. I'm getting pissed. I'm cursing in stream. And honestly, me not knowing the terrain is a huge downfall. I should have known this. I should be used to this by now. We've been dealing with this for 3 years. I should have known this. I should have rotated further right, or at least stayed with Ferkel. But this put us in a kind of a weird position. My teammate goes down, I instantly smoke out. I'm being looked at from the right-hand side, and we've got 2 enemies that we know of to our left up on the ridge. This is a very dangerous spot. And again, if I wasn't here, he'd be dead because who was here to smoke him? I'm gonna throw out both my smokes. Now I do have restock on, and again, restock is my favorite because of this, especially if you're playing aggressive. My teammate unfortunately goes down again, so I'm just gonna relocate. I've got a cluster strike on them, suppressing them, making them not be able to shoot at me. I've also got a smoke protecting me a little bit. And I'm just going to hold the angle. I'm just going to watch Ferkel. I don't know where the enemies are. I assume they're near him. And he is actually calling out that they are near him. Now, another enemy did shoot at him from the right-hand side. I know this, but I'm still checking the left because remember, there were 2 guys up there to the left-hand side. Did one die in gas? I don't know, but that's why I checked left and didn't really worry about the right-hand side. Now I gotta finish this freaking reload. That's the most unfortunate thing about this gun. Throw the smoke, and we're gonna move on. Also, right now my perks, I'm not running fast hands. If you're running the Seiken, run fast hands. I don't know why I didn't. I think I just forgot to change my perks, but that's why it takes so long to pull that big behemoth out. And again, we just cleared this area. Now what? Now we're going to be moving to the next zone or the next spot we think enemies are going to be at, regardless of playing the edge. Now look, I always tell you guys, don't play the edge. I know there's a lot of people wondering right now, Savage always look, do not play the edge if you are going to hide in camp. Why? Because players like us are hunting the edge for players like you. Do you guys really want to fight other players camping? And do you guys really want to risk fighting players like us when you're hiding? No. But again, notice how enemies are going to be cleaning up off the edge of these zones. If you're an aggressive player, you're more than welcome to play the edge and rotate with it just like we are. But if you're a more passive player, you're trying to improve your skill, I highly recommend never playing the edge of the zone. This is a death trap. Having to fight the gas, having to fight other campers, and then possibly aggressive players is just a recipe for disaster, no matter what you guys may believe. If your skill is not where you want it to be, do not play the edge of the zone. This is the most important message I've been trying to preach since Warzone 1. Everyone, for some reason, has been playing the edge and rotating along the edge. I'm telling you right now, that's an aggressive strategy. Most players in Warzone are not aggressive. So if you're not, stay away. And a lot of times we can pre-rotate, but because we just kind of been going through this lobby, we're not really worried too much about pre-rotating. We're actually on the opposite end of where we need to be. The circle is going to finish city. You can tell by the circle on the map. There's just a very small sliver on this side of the lake. So of course it's going to go more to the north. Clint goes out, instantly diverting, hoping not to get sniped in the face. And again, because we're running as a unit, if you guys watch Symphony, you guys watch Tim, you guys watch any streamers who are just rolling through it, they're going to be running together, no doubt about it. They're going to be staying together and winning as many games as possible. That's the downfall to playing with randoms. And again, if you guys are struggling finding teammates, please utilize the Discord. Link will be in the description. We have a looking for groups page that you guys can find some good teammates and play with on the regular and get that synergy. It's very hard for any team who doesn't play together all the time to go up against teams that play together 24/7. Also, just a little trick, if you guys didn't know, you want to, instead of just jumping off and pulling your parachute, you want to dolphin dive and then pull your parachute. It helps you get a little bit more of a boost. That really wasn't a perfect example right there, but you'll see in other situations when I'm able to actually gain enough momentum to dolphin dive. When I do pull my chute, you get like this speed boost lunge and you can go a little bit further. And again, just kind of filing in now. Normally I'm a support player, normally I'm a sniper player. And again, my perk's a little jacked up right now, so I'm running a lot slower than my squad. But we're just chasing down the bounty. And this is the weird thing about this game. I want you guys to notice how many team wipes you get here, and then question yourself why the hell these guys aren't fighting each other. It always amazes me how many players are on top of each other's nuts and don't fight. Now, no one comms that this guy is down. That's why I come this direction. It's unfortunate. Again, that's the important part of comms. No one commed that he got knocked. I didn't see it in the player feed. So unfortunately, it was what it was. So that's one team wipe with 2 players. Now, again, this comes to learning the buildings. I don't sit in this building much. That's 2 team wipes. Now a total of 3 players. So I'm trying to find my way through here. There's a 3rd team wipe, a total of 4 players. So 4 players here, 3 different teams, and no one was fighting. We had to come here to clean them up. Weird. So weird. But you guys saw me struggling inside that building. That's on me. I need to learn a lot of the buildings. I spent a lot of time sniping. I spent a lot of time just pushing players, playing aggressive. I don't take the time to learn the buildings. I really need to, and you guys should too. I waste a lot of time in there trying to figure out how to get up top. And if my teammates would have went down, I would have been 0 help to them. So that's a big L on my part. Now, the reason why I'm throwing smokes out, I didn't really get a high alert, but Ferkel, my teammate, did. He said it in the comms, so that's why I threw the smokes. And there are people on top of the tower. We see 2, we see 1 glint, and of course, I guess his teammate on the very, very top has an AR. We're trying to put some suppressive fire down. You even heard the player say that, but Baba's suppressing the enemy right now. Ferkel's going to left-hand side. I'm trying my best to try to help suppress the enemies. Unfortunately, no one's looking anymore, so now I'm gonna dive back to help my squad out. Baba goes down. I have no smokes. You see me trying to do smokes. I do have resupply, right? But my teammate needs to smoke now, so I'm gonna go ahead and waste my munition, use my munition, just to get smokes. Unfortunately, again, comms, this isn't really a big deal because who's gonna comm I'm throwing smokes, but my teammate smoked it out, so it's kind of a waste. But again, just the mindset of me whipping that out to utilize it just for 2 smokes is just huge. So you guys were wondering why? I actually did not get an alert for that. Weird, right? Who would have thought? Ferkel said, stop coming, precision incoming. So I was like, all right, fuck. So I went the opposite way and got lucky. That's why I was looking around. I was like, where the hell is this thing coming from? And again, you can just judge on the mini map which direction it is. And that's why I kind of sat there and knew I was safe. So you see the precision. So right here, I know I'm dead. He's right in front of me. He's right here. He is literally coming to destroy my ass. Now this is ballsy. I probably should move more, but again, I see him. He's more to my right-hand side, and I'm really praying he doesn't get me. And it gets close. It gets real close. All right, so now we just want to try to get high ground. High ground is going to be our best position. We can rotate all the way across the river if we want. We can just hold this area and get more kills. We can jump down to other rooftops. Again, high ground's always gonna be your best position throughout the entire game, especially in game. So this is pretty much a given. I'm pretty sure most players understand at this point. You got to get these high ground positions. One of my teammates, Dakota's up top. We got pings from him telling us where the squad is, and you see him shooting them right now. So of course, we're gonna go ahead and push up and finish the fight. Now, unfortunately, movement with the Sakin's not that good, so I'm relying on my Lockman build. I've really been liking the Lotman sub. I'm still not really like, I don't have a favorite sub yet, but this seems to be the most consistent for me, close range and medium range. So it's what I use. But again, right gun for the right fight. I realize I can't see this dude in the smoke. I'm gonna try my best, get myself out of the smoke, switch to my SMG and put shots on him. Now, the zone, look at it, it's wild. At this point, there's really not much we can do. We killed the guys over here. There might be more enemies, but we don't know it. So again, we're going back to the high ground for 2 reasons. 1, so we can scout around us, gatekeep enemies, see where other enemies are at. Or 2, if the circle does tell us to go across the river, we can just simply parachute across the river. You're better off grabbing the high ground instantly before the other enemies around you that could possibly be around you and actually grab it. I see a lot of times people are so hesitant to grab, let's say this building here. They wait. Next thing I know, another team's already up there and their opportunity is kind of gone away. You see me looking around. My teammate said he saw a player over here to the southeast, or at least his high alert went off. So I'm checking it real quick. I go to jump to follow my team. I see this guy going in. Now, realistically, I should just let my teammate get the kill and push my other squad. This is a very easy kill. There's no reason for me to go there, but I just wanted to ego him. Now, this is bad. So now I put myself in a very unfortunate spot. I'm being stunned. I need to get out of here. Thank God I have a smoke around me. Now, I know it's my right-hand side because of the hit indicators, right? And also, I see right here that it hits the ground. Oh, it's behind my webcam. You can't see it, but it does hit the ground, and then it bounces again to... Well, that one went right in front of me. So I throw out another stun. I just keep momentum. I just keep moving. Luckily, because my teammate pinged it, and again, the importance of pings, guys, I was able to see the enemy and just instantly collapse on him. Tell you right now, dude, if teams start pinging enemies and just having simple call outs instead of just guy on me, guy over there, your gameplay would elevate to a level you guys would be shocked at. Straight surprised. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of players that I spectate that I know could be decent players. They have got good aim, they've got good reaction, but they just struggle and do a series of quads because they have no comms at all. When their teammates start shooting, what do? They look that same direction, not really understanding that there's other players around and that they probably have another teammate. Now, you saw me going up the ladder, saw the glint, instantly dove off. That's no surprise. At this point, the circle's a 50-50 split. It could go all Mazra City or it could come back our way. Not sure, but we're just going to hold because I would hate to push across, just have to push back. So this is a position where I always hold my spot, see where the circle goes, and then go once it dictates. So we've got blue pinging a lot of enemies. You see pink over there as well, going to go help them out. So I'm not really worried about what they're pinging that much. I'm more worried about what my teammate next to me is actually doing. Now look, I have a durable gas mask. They might have duries too, but they probably assume that I don't. They probably think they're safe. So I'm gonna sit here and hold this. I'll waste the dirt for this. I don't care. There's at least 2 enemies, possibly more. And again, you utilize your durable to gatekeep to whatever. I actually got a knock with my claymores too. I didn't realize that until just now. Now the skyscraper is a taller position, so we need to be aware of the snipers that are there. And utilize the AC unit, utilize the billboard as cover. We can still peek and take shots, but again, use it as cover. Dropping a stack of muni for my teammate because he's literally on no ammo. If you got a riot shield, brother, you might want to use it. And again, even though we're split, we're kind of staying relatively together. That way, if our teammates ping anything, our other teammates and ourselves can kind of collapse on them. Again, instead of just being stacked together, all 4 of you, we're able to put shots on enemies from multiple angles. So the riot shield, for instance, I don't know if this is the case, but let's just talk about it. So right now he's being shot at. Baba's over here as well. So let's say you are this guy. Now let's say you're being shot by us and all of a sudden this guy's like, screw this, I'm gonna go on the backhand side. Well, even if he wraps back and does it safely, I now have a teammate over there that can put shots on him from one direction and we can watch the other. This is a perfect opportunity to pinch enemies. This is why having a little separation is always good. All right, so right now I'm just keeping my eyes on the building. There's really not much I can do. Even against a sniper with this gun, I can probably hit him and definitely suppress him, but I'm probably not gonna get the kill. So I'm just keeping my eyes on it, watching the jump, because you know they're gonna be jumping off here soon. But right now we got to get across. The circle's not favoring this side at all, so we're just going to dive across. We see all the enemies on the rooftops. They got really good position. They have a really good position. And this is actually the first time I've ever been inside this building. And again, learning the building layouts is crucial. Now I'm going to go back to my teammate just in case he needs my help, because you never know who's camping. We all know people love to camp, and lo and behold, there it is. Trying to decide what play I want to do. Do I want to play the outside? Do I want to go up here and try to challenge a possible 1v1, 1v2? And I decided to go ahead and challenge this. You see I'm slow walking in the gas now. Trying to find the enemy. I spot him real quick, instantly dive down, reach out with the right weapon, get the headshots, and then push across to get the XE before he can self-res. Now I did notice I got shot from the skyscraper, so I need to get out of here and get back to my team without getting picked by them. I'm going to still take a few peeks so I can give call-outs to my teammates. So as I'm shooting, I am calling out as well where they're at. So my team's able to, again, focus on that, help me out, and possibly go on to win the freaking game. Now, what's about to happen, just unfortunate. It's probably lack of observation on my part, and also just not predicting people to do this. I always, again, like I said in the beginning of the video, I like to pretend like if I was the enemy, what would I do? And this is why I kind of struggle, because how do you fight this? Getting looked at, don't know where he is. I think they're above us, right? So look at the building. I assume these guys are going to go ahead. They're going to jump on top of this bridge. They don't. But that's why I'm looking up here. And I was also on my map, and there he is. Just laying there. You saw him for a split second, but at that point, it was just too late. Abu got me, boys. Abu got me. But luckily, my teammate was there to go on and get the kill. Now it's a 2v4 situation. We have a good position because they can play this as a heady. And you see right now, the enemy peaks, and we're able to do this. Now, what the team failed to do, the enemy team, was they failed to peak together in different areas. They kind of just picked them one at a time. As you can see right there, we got 60 kills as a squad. And again, pushing from two different angles. They focus on Baba, Furkel's behind them, and all of a sudden he's able to shoot him in the back and go on to win the game. But again, the main purpose of this video is to show you guys communication, teamwork, smokes, and how to play aggressive. And also show you guys playing the edge is not a good tactic if you guys are playing passive. Stop it. Been saying it for 3 years. No, I don't care what anyone tells you. No, that's why you're dying. That's why you're losing. But guys, again, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe to the channel today. But until next time, man, y'all have a good one, and good luck in Warzone.